we're going to be making some really yummy candied bacon dipped in dark chocolate. And here are the ingredients that we need. Some dark chocolate. I'm using a beautiful Swiss chocolate. This has 72% cocoa content. Some brown sugar. And your favorite bacon. And I'm using a maple smoked bacon today. So let's get on with the process. So I've taken out 4 beautiful strips of my maple smoked bacon and we are ready to go. So I'm going to grab my knife here and I'm going to cut this into thirds. That's our first step. And I've got myself a cookie tray here lined with parchment paper just to catch the drippings from our beautiful bacon. And then we're just going to take our bacon and start getting the strips onto the rack. So just space them out nicely. And that's good. Okay, we've got that all nicely laid out. Now we're going to grab our brown sugar. And you just want to make sure that it's broken up enough. So if you have any clumps, just get in there with your fingers and just break them down. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here, I just want to get some of this onto each slice. So this is the candied part. So when this hits the oven, this is going to caramelize on top of that bacon. And I do have my oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to bake this the first time for 10 minutes. Then we're going to bring them out and we're going to flip them over and we're going to apply another layer of brown sugar on the other side and bake for another 10 minutes. So a total of 20 minutes bake time. Make sure that each piece of bacon gets a little bit of love. And that looks pretty good. So into my oven for the first time for 10 minutes. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back. Okay, there we go. Those just came out of the oven. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some little tongs here and just flip all of my bacon over. And you can see the difference in the color, the caramelization that's happened on the other side. That's good. And then we'll grab our brown sugar again. And now we'll just sprinkle that one more time on this side. So we do want to get a nice flavor and caramelization going on both sides of our beautiful bacon. And that bacon smells so good. Everything goes better with bacon. That looks pretty good. And just remember when you lift up your pan, that's extremely hot, so make sure you have an oven glove on. And now back into the oven for another 10 minutes. And here we are again. So that was another 10 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So they have been baked on both sides. So at this point, you just want to give them a little tap just to get any of the extra fat that is on them. Just a little tap, a little bit will drip off. And then what we're going to want to do, is let these completely cool, because then we're going to be dipping them into our beautiful dark chocolate. So now these need to sit for quite some time. So I'm going to let these completely cool, then we'll come back and we'll do our dipping into our beautiful dark chocolate. Okay, so my bacon is completely cool right now. I've cleaned up my work area, which is always a really good thing to do when you're moving on to different steps, and we are ready to go. Now to make this really simple, I'm going to take my dark chocolate, which I have melted down, and I'm going to put it into a little squeeze bottle just to make this process a lot easier. Okay, so I've put all of my beautiful dark chocolate into my little squeeze bottle and we are ready to go. I'm just going to put a little bit down. I do want a little bit on the bottom of our bacon. You can see that this gives you nice control. And you can grab a piece of your bacon and just place it right in there. That's good. Take a little bit more chocolate and get it on the top. And you can completely cover this, or you can leave a little bit showing, like that, so that you have a little bit of a handle to pick it up with. So we'll do another one. Now you could just take your bacon and dip it right into a large bowl of chocolate. However, now you're going to be mixing bacon with your chocolate, and if you've got a really large bowl of chocolate and you've only got this much bacon, you're going to have a lot of chocolate left over that you've dunked bacon into, and that's not really a good thing. But you can do it that way if you wish. So let's try another one without doing the bottom. So we'll just get that on there like that, and we'll just go over one side. I'll just show you the difference. You might like it better this way, because this way there might be a little bit too much chocolate. It depends on how much chocolate you like. Let's try it like that. I'll do another one like that. So I'm going to go back to the other way. I'm going to get a little bit on the bottom as well. And we'll get our bacon down. And then a little bit on the top. And if you've never tried this, it is really, really good. And I'm being really generous with the chocolate. You can go a little bit lighter on the chocolate if you wish. That looks amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish all of these off and then I'll come back in a minute. So I finished off the last ones and they're all ready to go. So at this point I can just let them sit here on my table and let the chocolate set up. Or if I'm in a rush, I could take them and just put them into the fridge for about 10 minutes and they're going to harden up and they're going to be really, really beautiful. I'm just going to let them sit here because I'm not in a rush. This is really nice chocolate. It's going to set up really, really well. And then we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like, when the chocolate has actually set. And I'll show you how nicely they come off of our parchment paper. And just before I go, if you don't want to do this technique that you saw me do here, melt your chocolate into a little bowl like this and then grab each piece by the end, and then you can dip it in and tip your bowl at an angle so that you get more chocolate sitting in the bottom of the bowl. Dip each piece of bacon in and then place it down and you're good to go. So we're going to let these set up and I'll be back in a little while. Now that my chocolate has nicely set up, we can just get in there and remove these. And they look really, really good. I'll see if I can lift it off without the spatula. There we go. And you can see how nice that parchment really helps out. And there we have it. Dark chocolate, candied bacon. A really, really fun one to make. Make a whole pile of these for a party, and I guarantee you they're going to all disappear. So if you're not going to eat these right away, just make sure to store them in the fridge. I would just take a little bit of plastic wrap and place it over them, or put it into an airtight container. I wouldn't leave these around for more than 2 days. You want to eat them up, as they're fresh, like this. So that looks really good. Really, really fun one to do. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it for today, and I'll see you next time.